So, while doing a little research for you guys, because some of you asked me if I would do a origin story of Howie Roseman for you guys, I come across this just fascinating kind of like story in itself here. And I've been wanting to add something new to my channel, guys. I wanted to take the channel in a slightly different direction, encapsulate a much broader audience, and I just felt like this was a nice segue today. For some of you guys who now know this is the second video I've shot on this one, don't tell them what I messed up on and why I'm doing a second video. You'll know because you'll know the story, and this will be the second time you've heard it. So you'll know there was a mistake in the storyline here. All right, y'all. With that, let's get into it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, like I said, guys, I was doing this prep work, like doing some deep research when I ran across the storyline that I wanted to share with you guys. One of the things that has dawned on me is that I'm starting to become an old head. I'm 37 now, and some of the things that I assume other people know, and they know the storylines, they know all the details about certain NFL stories that we grew up on, come to find out they're a much younger generation, and they don't know that information. They have never heard some of these stories before. So one of the things I wanted to start doing on this channel, guys, is to start curating information better to pass down to other people, so that way these stories don't get lost, and we help build a better informed community around us. So on cue with that, today, guys, I want to tell you a little story about a 7-8-year-old little boy who gets on a plane ride. He's going to go visit his grandparents. We're going to get into all this, right? And just think about all the crazy plane rides you guys have ever had in your entire life. Man, I've had some crazy people when it wasn't my wife sitting beside me, to where I got the snore, I got the feet smeller, you know what I mean? I had some crazy, being in the military, guys, you already know, my military guys, hey man, when they put you on a flight to go somewhere, you don't know who you're sitting next to. It could be anybody. Like, out of all the things that could happen, the story of who this young man gets to interact with on a flight, I'm jealous. I'm just jealous. All right, y'all. No more delaying. No more stalling. Let's get into the story. All right, y'all. Here it is. A boy boards an airplane. He was flying to Florida to visit his grandparents. The boy loved football. He dreamed of becoming a general manager one day. He would meet someone very important. You see, John Jack Elway was on this flight. Jack is the father of NFL legend John Elway. Jack was going to the restroom when he noticed the young man. These airplane restrooms suck. Say, young man, is that a New York Yankees cap? Why, yes it is. I was born in Brooklyn. That's awesome. My son, John Elway, he just got drafted by the Yankees. The kid, he would make his way towards Jack and find an empty seat. Jack Elway and the kid talked about football for hours on this flight. Jack was very impressed with the knowledge of this young man. This was the early 80s. I guess this didn't send off alarm bells back then. As the flight ended, Jack would introduce himself to the kid's parents. Hello, I'm Jack Elway, the head football coach of San Jose State University. Here, this is my business card. When that young man graduates high school, give me a call, please. At this point, you might be asking, who is this kid? The young man, he would gain an unpaid internship in 2000. He landed in the accounting department, managing cap space. In 2003, he would move over to the football operations department. In 2006, he would be promoted to the VP of Football Administration. In 2008, he landed over in the scouting department as a VP of Player Personnel. And at the age of 34, in 2010, he became the youngest GM. To think, this all began on a friendly flight to visit his grandparents. Who am I? You know me. Philadelphia Eagles General Manager, Howie Roseman. Like him, hate him, his story is incredible. Persistence pays off. In 10 years, he went from unpaid intern to general manager. All right, my fellow Philly fans, before you guys go grabbing pitchforks, trying to trace down my address, show up at my house with burning torches, just think for a second. Look, no matter how we feel about Howie Roseman, that man's hustle has to be respected, man. I mean, ask yourself this question. How many times have you been within arm's length, conversation length, of somebody vitally important, but either through a lack of opportunity or you just didn't pull it off? You never introduced yourself. You never talked to this individual. You never did any of the things that could have set yourself up for a long-term path of success. I mean, the fact that John Jack Elway, he's a senior, could have recognized that young that this kid had a brilliant football mind, it does speak a little bit to Howie Roseman. I think what often gets lost in the conversation around Philadelphia in regards to Howie Roseman is this story of an unpaid intern working his way within 10 years from a position without any dough to the general manager position. It's a phenomenal pace, guys. Look, he's young, guys. He's a very young general manager. He was 34 in 2010, guys. 34. I'm currently 37. Even today, what's he, 45? Guys, he's young. He's very young in terms of general managers. It's a weird, inspiring story, and it also probably sheds some light on some of the things that we suspect about Howie Roseman, too, due to probably a brilliant mind being inexperienced. I think there's a little push and give here on both sides of this story that one could rationally draw a conclusion to here. But I will say this. Look, if I had a son or a daughter and I was trying to inspire or motivate them, I mean, the story does have those elements. It does have those pieces. And by the way, guys, this is a micro fraction of the story I found encompassing Howie Roseman. There will be more to come. Now, before I move off of this, I do want to inform you guys that this is going to evolve into a podcast. I'm still I'm ironing out the details of the podcast. And I will tell you the podcast will be larger than just Philadelphia Eagles content, although obviously I'm an Eagles fan. It's going to encompass some Eagles content, clearly, but it's going to be a little bit wider in its scale, guys. So as soon as I get the details, I get the information of that, I will release it to you. So anyone that wants to have an opportunity to maybe listen while you're at work, while you're commuting, all that. I know some of you guys can't watch YouTube at work, but they will allow you to listen to podcasts. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm going to get it out to you. And that's not going to take away from the Battle Birds podcast. We're still doing that podcast as well. This one's just going to be independent to Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all. That's it. That's what I got for you today. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. What did you think about the storyline? Was this something you heard before? Are you an older head like myself and maybe this isn't the newest thing? Or is this something where you're like, wow, I didn't realize this. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here. But all right, y'all. I'm out.